Yeah, hi peeps, it's Tess back on the old squat box once again. I'm not going to be ranting quite so much because it's late at night and I don't want to wake everybody up. But I've been thinking about the kind of politicians we have today, and what truly is different from the politicians we have today and the politicians we had, say, 40, 50 years ago. And to be honest with you, it's a bit like the kind of people I knew at school. There were those, and I'm sure you've met people like this. It wouldn't matter what amount of evidence you would provide them for your idea being better than their idea. They would simply go away and tell everybody that your idea is rubbish, it can never work, and they would even make things up to explain to people why your idea wouldn't work. They wouldn't even give you the opportunity, even if other people, even if of a classroom of 30 people, 25 of them says, we've listened to his idea and we want to try that. That person who only had 4 other people with him, that's 5 out of the class of 30, including himself, he would immediately start to say to people, oh, it's never going to work because of this, or it's never going to work because of that, well, he's only doing that because of this, and well, he only get the opportunity because so-and-so helped him, and so-and-so knew this guy, or knew a teacher who, encouraged. They would immediately try to whittle away and pick at you, not your idea, but you, the only reason you got into the class in the first place, you were offered the opportunity to put your idea forward because, you knew somebody who talked to a teacher who put your name forward, and then, it's all that, it would be, this is what I see in politics today. There is no contention of ideas anymore. It's a mirage. The political system we thought we were getting involved in when we were children, that our parents were involved in, it's a mirage. Today it's all a big showcase of who is the best suit, who has all the biggest friends, who has more people speaking for them, how much time can you get on TV. I mean, even a liar, if they get more time on TV than you, if they get 90 minutes a day on TV and you get 5, but they're a liar when you're telling the truth, people are not going to believe you. That's the kind of politicians we have today. They don't compete with each other on ideas. They compete with each other on buying enough time to tell people who don't know either you or them, how bad you are and how good they are. And no, they don't tell you how good they are. They pay other people to tell you how good they are because it sounds better coming from other people. It's playground politics. This is the bullshit I went through when I was 8 years old. I went through this shit making friends in different schools. From when I was 4 or 5 year old and first went to school, I think I was in like 3 or 4 schools by the time I was like 7, you know what I mean? So I understood what it was like to come into a new school where people already knew each other and then try and get to know people. And some people don't like you taking their friends away from them, but then if they were better friends, they wouldn't lose their friends so easily to a new person. And this is the problem with politicians. They don't own their place as a politician. They don't own that seat that they hold. But a lot of them come to think they do. And a lot of it is what you're seeing as well in America, where they're saying, well, look at that, that Clinton woman, she just thinks she deserves to be the Queen of America. That's because they understand that she, by putting forward ideas they can't compete with, will definitely blow them out of the water. So they don't want to compete with the idea. they want to compete with her on a level of, well, yeah, she's cheated. No, we can't prove she's cheated, but we can intimate she's cheated. We can tell you, well, maybe she cheated, we just don't have the evidence, but just look at all this possible places she could have cheated. Surely she must have cheated somewhere. And it's like, that's what they're doing, that they're trying to put in your head this idea of, well, where there's smoke, there's fire. But when you investigate all this stuff, there isn't even any smoke. There is no smoke. These people have not done anything that people haven't done for 100 years. The job Obama's doing, for instance, the president, you've had, what, 40 odd, 45, 46 presidents, you know what I mean? Obama's not doing anything that any other president hasn't done before. People say, well, he is, he's doing this. Yeah, but George Bush, the Republican president just before Obama, he was doing all that stuff before Obama started doing it. Obama's not doing anything George Bush didn't do, so Obama's not doing anything other presidents haven't done. In fact, you could say he is actually doing things that other presidents haven't done. He's doing good fucking things for America, you know. But apparently that's bad. That is, doing good things for the American people is a bad thing to the Republicans, because yeah, of course it's bad for them, because that means that they are not going to get elected if you believe that what they're doing, what that guy there against me is doing is good. You will not elect me, you will elect him because he keeps doing good things. And even in 2012, it came out, you know what I mean, 47% of the people don't like the Republicans because the Democrats actually do something for them that the Republicans are not going to do. Yeah, they make their lives better. And that, I can't fight against that, he said. I can't make the American people's lives better, but Obama's promising he will. I can't promise that because I've got to promise to make their lives worse, so I can promise to make the 1% at the top make their lives better. So I can't honestly tell the American people I'm going to make their lives better, but Obama can. And that's the terrible thing about it, you know. And he said this in a room full of rich people who were the top 1%, who were expecting him to say, I'm going to make your lives better. And that's what he was saying, I'm going to make your lives better. But don't expect me to turn around and tell the American people I'm going to make your lives better, because I can't. That's why they're all going to vote for Obama. Because he's going to promise to make their lives better. And that was his fucking job as president, to make American people's lives better. This is what I'm saying, the problem with politicians today is they don't compete on, you know, ideas that are going to help the people who elect them. They're craving shallow images of politicians. At the worst, they're failed businessmen who can only make it in the world by becoming politicians. At best, that's what they are. At worst, they're actually people who hate other people so much they got into politics in order to make their lives worse, deliberately, because that's what makes them happy. You know, that's the worst scenario. I don't know, you've got to look at it from where you see it. I've never liked conservatives in Britain. And my God, a lot of people in America would be better off if you had British conservatives running America. They would have been better than fucking Bill Clinton. They would have at least have been as good as fucking Obama, and maybe better. The conservatives in Britain would have been better for the progressive liberals and Democrats in America, you know what I mean? And here in Britain, we hate, well, I would say, yeah, socialist. As a fucking socialist, I fucking hate Cameron. I hate the Conservatives. I fucking hate Labour now as well. I'm going down the road of the only fucking people I can see, even considering the socialist dream that I have. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a fucking communist. I believe that there is room for people to make a living off of other people's backs and sweat and labour, yes. But you can't treat people like fucking slaves. If you become a millionaire from the people who work for you, you should make sure that they have a living fucking wage. You can't live off of slavery. We understood that 200 fucking years ago. What's changed now is corporations seem to think that so long as you can't call it slavery, it's okay to enslave people. We need to change that fucking attitude of the Western nations. If you enslave a person, it's still slavery. Even if you give them a pittance of a wage, I'm talking about a wage, no, enough to buy a ticket to get to work and back, but you don't give them enough to pay for their rent, buy energy, and pay for food, and pay to educate their kid. That's slavery. They have to work every day just to get to work. That's slavery. And that's basically what the corporations would love to have. That's what they're working towards. And any politician who helps them to do that is a fucking slave master. We need to get rid of the politicians who are not working for the country and the people that elect them. Corporations don't have a vote. Banks don't have a vote. The CEO of Google only has one vote, just like yours. The head of the fucking NRA only has one vote, just like yours. So why the fuck do these people have such great ability to get our politicians to vote the way they want them to vote? Money. So is money speech? Or is it a corrupt version of slavery? Basically, they're buying our government, they're buying our judicial system, perverting our social system, perverting our morals with their money. And a lot of them buy their way into our churches and our religious organisations and pervert them to tell us to side with them as well. So as far as I'm concerned, kings outlived their usefulness. Unions have basically outlived their usefulness, and religion has outlived its usefulness in the West. We need to start to look towards humanitarian ideologies. The idea that a man, and that is a human being, is worth more than the amount of profit he could be squeezed to produce in his lifetime. That's my belief. A human being is worth more than the profit he can be induced to, if you squeeze him enough, to produce for someone who employs him. I'm worth more than the profit I can provide in my lifetime to the guy above me, is what I'm saying. And by the guy above me, I don't mean fucking God. I mean the guy above me, my manager, you know what I mean? My CEO, the guy who owns the company, the shareholders. I am worth more than the fucking profit I can fucking make for them in my lifetime, I am definitely worth more than that. And all human beings are. We need to get to that stage and understand that that's where we should be aiming for. A parity of understanding, a parity of worth. And we need to get rid of a lot of the politicians who are fucking so stupid. They couldn't be a fucking conductor on a bus, half of these people, if they weren't politicians. How the fuck these people got where they are? Well, perversion of the process that we use to pick the people who represent us. The process has been broken, perverted, you know what I mean? We need to sort that shit out. Anyway, I think this video went on long enough, 14 minutes. So long as you fucking fan motherfuckers, right? I'm hoping you can get to trying to understand where I'm coming from. I'm not a hater of mankind. I'm not a hater of people. I have a strong hatred of the perversion that we call politics, religion, law and order. I have a huge hatred of the perversion that we are now seeing in our systems, which we live under. We pay for these systems to exist, and they basically, you know, what do you call it? The step all over us, you know. And we've got to stop that, you know. It's trying to fucking that.